Welcome back to the trail. We're in Todmorden today for a 19-mile trek. The reason I'm thinking of this one is that recently, with the good weather we've been having, a lot of people have headed up to a reservoir that basically has a beach to it. So I'm quite intrigued to see what this looks like. So it's about 6:30 on Saturday. I'm going to set off in a moment and go and check it out. So straight away, coming out of Todmorden, we're going straight up. Ooh, that's steep. Gorgeous town though. There's Todmorden, down below us there, and we're just heading right up. So straight away, going to the map, we're going to do most of the elevation now, and then plateau across until we come down to pick up the canal, which we just saw, that finishes in the middle, well, goes through the middle of Todmorden. So we'll be bringing that canal path back to the car later on. So it's quite good to get the elevation out of the way now. So we're going straight up onto the hills to the first reservoir. Now I'm going to head up there and then curve round up onto the top. Having only just glanced at Todmorden, not knowing much about its history, you can tell there's some sort of religious history there with the showbread Quaker burial site, the Unitarian church which had some age on it, and yeah, some of the architecture. It's going to be interesting to look into it a little bit more. Obviously with having the canal running through it and some of the old machinery still around, there was a bit of a thriving industrial aspect to it. I think it first appeared in the Domesday Book, this as a village way back in the 1600s. Well, whatever your views are on climate change, well, I'm seeing more and more now when I'm out on the trail. There's stacks of these wind turbines. I'm not going to lie, they're pretty ugly. I suppose you can fall on both sides of the climate change argument, but I don't see how that's going to help in the long term, considering the low amount of power they actually generate against ruining the landscape, which is already being depleted by low-cost housing estates which are now creeping up the West Yorkshire side and where I come from in Lancashire. So I don't know if the cost is too high. Whatever, I'm not here for a political argument, but it's damn ugly. Now we're heading up to Gaddings Dam, which is supposed to be the site of this reservoir with its beach-like qualities. So anyone who'd hike up here with a sun lounger and a picnic basket needs a red looking at. It's not that hard a climb, but it's moderately difficult. I wouldn't say it's for everybody, but we'll see what the payoff is. Yeah, so I've got a bit higher up, and these turbines are literally on every hill on all three sides. Those aren't even turning. And that's not just an isolated thing, that seems to be everywhere I go now. And I understand why. Obviously you can capitalise on the wind, but as far as I know, they don't generate that much power, and they can't turn in high winds or low winds, too cold, too hot. I'm not sure that's the right way to go about it, because if we're not careful, we're going to lose the countryside that kind of gives Britain an individual look. I always worry we're going to turn into just a photocopy of every other place across the world. Slap a McDonald's on top of a hill. I'm all for growth, I'm all for civilization, I'm not against humanity at all. But maybe we should exercise some self-control, not build as many houses, not take away the countryside that we all get to enjoy. Man, sounding like some enviro freak. No, balance in everything, balance, but as a Christian I know that's just not possible in this life. Mankind is ruled by sin, so it will always err towards taking too much, being selfish and greedy for personal gain. Hey ho, I'll enjoy it while I can. Well, this is the basin stone. Weird looking thing, clearly been weathered. Just making myself way slowly up to the dam because I can see another hiker. Sure he doesn't want me disturbing him. So might as well stroll leisurely up there. So I suppose on a summer's day that would be quite appealing. Already it's only like 7, just gone 7 o'clock, and 2 people are swimming in there. Oh well, that's going to be cold. That's got to be cold. So yeah, that's Gaddings Dam. Every credit to anyone who would make the trek up here just for that. So we're going on the centenary way to the next reservoir further south-southeast before we loop back north. So we are at the Waterloo Reservoir, which is that way. I like this sign behind me, Pennine Way, which I've always wanted to walk. It's about 200 miles. It's just having the time. So the Pennine Way comes this way, going that way, White House, 2 3/4 miles. I'm not going that far, so I'm going to go down that sort of southeasterly route, Waterloo Reservoir, down to Whitehome Reservoir, and then we're going to turn it around. Turley Holes and Higher House Moor. I'm getting quite comfortable on the moorland, I must admit. Wasn't as scary as I thought it might be navigating. So yeah, I'm going to take on some water and then mosey on. It was kind of tragic to hear this week that a girl in her 20s was going up Ben Nevis. She was an experienced solo hiker, and her last photograph that she took was a selfie at the peak, and then she fell out of contact. She'd done all the right things by the sounds of it. Family, friends knew where she was and what time she was expected back, but then she fell out of contact after posting that photo online, and then I think the day after, Mountain Rescue discovered her body once she'd been reported missing. It's kind of tragic, but it does highlight the risks of solo hiking. But then I also think, even if you're in a group, perhaps if she's fallen from a height and sort of that was it, there's not much you could have done to have prevented it. So it highlights the risks involved, especially in mountain climbing. It was quite tragic. Way off in the distance, around about there, you can see Rochdale sort of low lying there, and then the skyscrapers, or at least the tallest buildings of Manchester in that direction, and then quite a large white structure there. It might be Jodrell Bank, but I can't remember. So that was Light Hazel's reservoir, only a small narrow band, and then we're just going to make our way up to the next one. I think it's Whitehome Reservoir. And all this water and all this talk of drinking water reminds me that in my kit, if you've watched my day kit hiking video, I do carry the smart filter. I never remember what it's called. Everybody uses it, and comes with the bag and you squeeze through, and apart from that I also have water purification tablets, so you pop 2 of them in per litre, give it a shake, leave it for half an hour. Still never used them. In the UK you're never that far from water or a shop. You're never really in the outback, the back country, but I do like to have them as emergencies, just in case. There are times when I've been caught out without water, but it's been sort of at the end of a trail, and I'm not averse to knocking on somebody's door, because most people are nice enough that they would at least, at the, you know, the absolute minimum, they would give you access to a hose pipe to fill your containers up. So it's never really been an issue. I think I've done it once, but that was just to try it. And the problem here is that on farmland, if you try and take water, there's a strong chance not only do you have a dead animal in the flow, but you've also got pesticides, heavy metals, things that are being sprayed onto the ground to nutrients back in the soil, or like I say, pesticides. So I'm very dubious your water filter is not going to get them out. You're going to end up drinking them. So I do have water filter and water purification tablets, but I do not expect to ever use them. Not in this country. That's about a quarter of the miles done. Going quite slow today, stopping to take pictures and do some filming. Not like last week with the 32-mile challenge. I'm going to have a snack as I go. Eat Natural Crunchy Nuts Bar, protein packed with peanuts and chocolate. 22.8 grams per bar. Calorie wise, can't really tell. Anyway, I'm going to munch this, see if I can get some enthusiasm back in me. I'm not really feeling it this morning. I didn't get much sleep. I went to bed quite late. I've been out with my family, so I've only managed about 5 hours. Then got up to take the dog out and then came here. So still feeling a little bit tired, so have this, see how we get on. Well, there's a surprise for you. I did not expect to need to put this jacket on, hat or gloves, but the wind chill really just dropped below my threshold. I'm not generating enough body heat to make myself reasonably comfortable. So here I am at the end of June in winter gear. Well, it goes to show again, this is why I carry my gear the way I do. I do get a lot of stick from people when they see my pack. Oh, what do you need all that for? This is why. So I've got another 15 miles left, maybe less, and I'm cold. Well, now I'm not, because I'm wearing this. So every piece of kit in my bag has a purpose, and I'm very glad I've got it now. So we're still in the thick of the moorland following this drain, which will take us across Turley Holes and Higher House Moor. Still heading northward before circling to the west to see that monument. I saw it from a distance, so it's quite big. And then from there we'll find the canal. So still cold, but feeling a bit better now. I've had some energy. Feeling a bit more keen, a bit more excited for now. Fireplace. A strange ruin. So now we're going to start the turn north to go over towards, put my teeth back in, towards that monument, but already I'm seeing quite a bit of traffic, some hikers, some bikes. Open the gate for mountain bikes. It seems to be a new habit of mine, that. So I'm going to go up there. I might have stopped for a bit, but if it's rammed with people like Jubilee Tower was, I shall just pass on by. Find somewhere quieter to chillax. I'm surprised I've not engaged in too much faffery today. You know I don't like faffery, apart from putting my coat, scarf, coat, hat and gloves on. That's about as much faffery as I've done. Not really stopped for a break, I've just plodded on, heading towards that 10-mile marker at Stoodley Pike. Oh yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now. Definitely in the zone. And it's starting to warm up a bit. I think because on this side of the hill the breeze isn't as bad. So it's all good. Yeah, I spoke too soon. Faffery was engaged. Not a bad place to do it. Beautiful valley. That was quite busy. A lot of people, because the track I'm taking down off it looks quite easy to access. So people are coming up from this side and from the other side. A bit like I said before, Jubilee Tower in Darwin. That's similar. Last time I was there, COVID's lockdown, the first one had just started. Or was just about to start. People were hesitant about getting out. Could they get out? What was it going to be like? And that was sort of the last walk I was able to do before the lockdown really hit. So I went up there and there were Blackburnians, for want of a better word, with crates of cider, crates of beer, just having fun in the sun at the base of Jubilee Tower. So I will do a video on Jubilee Tower because it means a lot to me, because it ended up in The Wolf and the Bear, one of my books, one of my most popular books, where Bear explains to Alex what this tower meant, and so it's quite good to go there every so often and remind myself of that, the good times I had writing that book. I will do a video on that. Now for a bit of water and the bear snack. Needed that. could easily lose yourself in them woods if you were inclined to. Get in there and get it back in the bag. Faffery again. Even downloaded the app to scan the card in. That's how serious I'm taking this collection. Well, black currant today. Scan it. I'm going to follow a bit of a zigzaggy path, get me to the canal. Just met a nice bloke, asked me where I was going, where I'd come from, and then I had to ask how you actually pronounce Todmorden. That's what he said, Todmorden. It's the Lancashire in me, doesn't understand the Yorkshire tongue. So yeah, down this road, left, zigzag to the canal. The sun keeps coming out every so often, keeping it warm. This is what the weather is forecast. Oh, the valley down there. We're heading down towards where our canal is going to run through back to Todmorden. There we go. Sunshine. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, don't you just love it when landowners divert you off a legal access path just anywhere? So I don't know where this is going to turn out. Hopefully pick up that track that I'm supposed to be on. There's the river, Craggs Brook. We're going to follow it all the way up to the canal, pick up the towpath there. Ah, this is steep. And that's a blowdown right across the path. Just like that, on the track. Little gems, these places. Different footpaths leading off all through the woodland. And you can always pick this track up, which is what I'm doing. It's a bit more direct. I like it. Time to get some canal side of miles in. Weather's beautiful. So just come out of Hebden Bridge. Beautiful little town. Just thriving because the sun's out and cafes are open, pubs are open, and they're all by the canal side. So I stopped for a few minutes to have a walk around. Fell in love straight away. What a town. Loved it. Sign says about just under 4 miles now back to Todmorden. So I'm just bashing it out. Seems quieter now. I left Hebden Bridge behind. Our sun's a bit warm again. Not complaining though. I think I'm calling this the never-ending canal. It's just never-ending. That sun is warm. It's just gorgeous. All the colours come out. Considering the day started grey, overcast, cold. I have my down jacket on, my hat, my gloves. Now look, I've got my idiot hat on and it's steaming. That's 19 miles, probably one of the most interesting routes I've ever had the pleasure of doing. I'm just going to get myself out of Todmorden. Oh wow, it got really warm towards the end there. Sun baking. I mean, beautiful, perfect, can't fault it, but oh yeah, it got me again. Out my way. Trying to get past this truck. I'm in the beautiful town of Todmorden, so I'm going to turn you around so you can have a look. I mean, this and Hebden Bridge were just gorgeous little villages in the style that I like. Reminds me of Nevin and Pwllheli in Wales. Just you've got some character, got some uniqueness to it. Not just endless amounts of Starbucks, Costa Coffee and Tesco. Somewhere. I'm a really safety conscious driver, you can tell. So anyway, thanks for joining me again. Hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. I liked having a walk into the towns, which I've always wanted to kind of push myself to do. Instead of just seeing it as mileage to knock off, there's things to see just sometimes just off the trail. And this trail just hasn't let me down whatsoever. So if it's inspired you to get out there and check out some of these towns in the UK, make sure you do. Anyway, until the next time when I see you back on the trail, take care.